Good morning, Edge Kids. Do you see what's behind me here? Woohoo! We are having a Edge Kids block party. What's a block party? Well, it's a party for the whole block or the whole neighborhood. But in our case, it means an epic Edge Kids party that lasts all month long. And everyone is invited. We are celebrating something super special this month. Can you guess? Friendship. Friendship is using your words and actions to show others you care. And that is definitely worth throwing a party, and a crazy fun party at that, to celebrate about. Our memory verse this month is Proverbs 17, verse 17. It reminds us what true friendship is all about. It says, "A friend loves at all times. They are there to help when trouble comes." We can show love because we have the very best example of love in Jesus. He is always faithful and true. He is always there to help us. So, let's go sing and thank him for being the best friend we could ever have.
Jesus, you have been so faithful. Jesus, you have been so true. I will be forever thankful, 'cause I never had a friend like you. Help me to be who you've been to me, to everyone I see. Let us love one another with a love like no other yet. That's the way you love us, God. Never turn away, you are with us every day, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Your love has always been beginning to end. There's never been a better friend. So let us love one another with our love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. You with me in the darkest valley. You with me on the mountaintop. I'm thankful that you never leave me, and that your love will never stop. Help me to be who you've been to me, to everyone I see. Let us love one another with a love like no other yet. That's the way you love us, God. Never turn away, you are with us every day, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Your love has always been beginning to end. There's never been a better friend. So let us love one another with our love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. I wanna thank you for being a friend who's always by my side. I wanna thank you for the way you love me all my life. I wanna thank you for being a friend who's always by my side. I wanna thank you for the way you love me all my life. Love one another with a love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Never turn away, you are with us every day, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Your love has always been beginning to end. There's never been a better friend. So let us love one another with our love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verses 9 through 12.
The writer of Ecclesiastes tells us 2 people are better than 1. They can help each other in everything they do. Suppose either of them falls down, then the one can help the other one up. But suppose a person falls down and doesn't have anyone to help them up. Then feel sorry for that person. One person could be overpowered, but 2 people can stand up for themselves. And a rope made with 3 cords isn't easily broken. Let's see how this might play out in someone's life today. Jackson slid into the small school theater and took a seat in the back row and waited for Mr. Ray, the music and arts teacher. It looked like there was only one other kid who showed up to build the set for the 5th grade production of Charlotte's Web, Amal from Mrs. Wiseman's class. Hey.
Hi.
The two boys sat there in awkward silence until Mr. Ray showed up.
Ah, my set team. Fantastic. You guys know each other?
Kinda.
Different classes.
Well, you're gonna get to spend a lot of time together in the next 2 weeks as we build this set and get it painted. You guys got any experience with power tools?
Jackson could see Amal shift nervously in his seat.
No, I don't want to go on stage. Miss Wiseman said I could do this instead.
Don't worry, I'll teach you what you need to know. How about you, Jackson?
I'm pretty good with a hammer, and I didn't want to wear some silly animal costume.
The two boys basically ignored each other as Mr. Ray showed them how to measure each piece of lumber for him to cut, and then he helped them lay out the pieces in a large frame.
Now, this'll be one of the wall flats for the backdrop. We'll paint it as part of the barn. Amal, you want to hammer in these nails?
I guess.
I'll hold it more like this. Don't worry, you'll get it.
I'll do this side.
Jackson nailed together the entire flat while Amal still struggled with one corner.
What a klutz.
But it was a different story the next day when they started to paint.
This flat is part of our barn wall. I want you guys to paint a couple of chickens right there.
Amal grabbed a brush right away.
Oh, do you want them to look like real chickens or like cartoons?
Just give them your own personal spin.
Amal got to work right away, creating an entire palette of colors while Jackson was still trying to figure out which brush to pick.
Now, I've got to run down to the art room. Amal, why don't you show Jackson how to get started?
I don't really...
Mr. Ray smiled at them both.
He needs a hand. I think you guys will make a great team.
Mr. Ray hurried out. Jackson and Amal avoided each other's eyes.
Well, I'll sketch an outline for the chickens.
What do I do?
Just, fill it in.
I'm not really an artist.
Jackson dipped his brush randomly in the blue paint and frowned at Amal's outline.
Just have fun with it.
Jackson swiped the blue brush, outlining a wing.
I've never seen a blue chicken.
Oh.
It's great. It'll stand out.
Oh. Thanks.
By the time Mr. Ray returned, Jackson was surprised to discover that he and Amal had already painted 5 brilliant hued chickens. Mr. Ray grinned.
I've never seen a more flamboyant flock.
Jackson held out his fist to Amal, and Amal, surprised, gave him a fist bump.
Yep, see you boys tomorrow.
The next day, Amal showed up with a bruised finger on his left hand.
I can still paint with my right.
What happened?
Mr. Kunkel keeps putting me in as goalie during PE, and then I mess it up, and everyone on the team gets mad at me.
Do you stay on your toes? Keep your eye on the ball?
No. I just panic when the ball comes at me.
Look, I can show you some tips later in the parking lot, before my mom comes.
Really? That would be great.
And Jackson turned out to be a pretty good teacher because Amal managed to get 2 blocks during PE the next day. And when Jackson showed up to paint sets, stressed out by a math test, Amal grabbed his textbook.
Fractions?
I see all these weird numbers and I freeze up.
You just have to break it down like this.
With Amal's help, Jackson managed to stay calm during his test the next day. And by the middle of the next week, they had completed the entire backdrop for Charlotte's Web.
Well done. I knew you two would make a great team.
Amal's pretty okay.
Jackson's not too terrible.
Look, I know you guys are really different from each other, but it's boring if all your friends are just like you.
Together, they started gathering wood scraps and wiping off brushes.
Seriously, one of the wisest men to ever live pointed this out. Solomon.
Solomon?
Yep. He's this king in the Bible. He was a builder and an artist and super rich too. But for all the things he had, you know what he valued most? Friendship. He says it like this: 2 people are better than 1. They can help each other in everything they do.
On point.
Yeah.
Amal held out his fist, and Jackson tapped it with his own. Maybe Solomon and Mr. Ray were onto something.
Good morning, Edge kids. I miss you guys. I hope you're having an incredible day spending time with your loved ones. So today in our lesson, we learn friends make life so much better. They allow us to get more done. They help us. They stand up for us. And they help us trust God more. That's why it's so important to do this. Choose your friends carefully. Say that with me, guys. Choose your friends carefully. Think about it. Think about your closest friends. Do you help each other? Do you stick up for each other? Do your closest friends help you trust Jesus? After all, Jesus is the ultimate friend who is always with you. When I think about friends, I think about my friend Josh, who helps me. When we were younger, Josh was always the one to be there for me no matter what. And when we even got older and tough times happened in my life and I needed a friend there, guess who was there? Josh, to lift me up and to love on me. So I'm so glad God brought Josh into my life and that we chose to be each other's friend. There have been times when I've been able to help Josh too. Let's all be sure to choose your friends carefully and also to treat our friends carefully. After all, one of the best ways to find a friend is to be a friend. We're just getting started with our Edge Kids block party. So let's keep the fun going and continue these conversations throughout the week. Remember, everyone's invited.
We're so glad to have you here watching online with us. We're so excited to share all these videos with you and we hope you're really enjoying them. I have an awesome game to share with you guys today. So as you can see, I'm outside. We're going to do it outside today because of this beautiful weather, this hot week. I thought it would be fun to incorporate some water games into this week. So today I'm going to show you how to play like lawn darts with using sponges. So first off, as you can see here on the ground, I took some sidewalk chalk and I drew some circles to make my darts and where I want to land my sponges. So I made some bigger ones and I made some smaller ones and a little further away and a little closer to me, as you can see. So I'm not going to keep score right now, but I encourage you guys to make a game of it and maybe keep score, maybe make the closer ones like points and like 100 points, then maybe a little further away 200, and then maybe even further, maybe like 300, 400, and then you guys can play against your siblings, or your parents, or your friends. So that is a fun way to keep score and challenge each other. But for today, I'm just going to show you guys how to play. So I showed you my chalk on the ground, and now I'm going to show you I have this bowl, and I filled it up with water, and then I put a bunch of sponges in. So they soaked up the water, and they're ready to go. And these are what I'm going to use to throw and land on the darts. So even if you don't want to do that, or at the end of the game, you get a little bored of that, guess what? They make super fun dodgeballs, like that. And then they don't hurt. You can throw them at each other. They're like water and they feel really good because it's super hot. So that's just another idea for you. But for now, we are going to play this game. I'm going to show you. So let's get started. I'm going to back up a little bit. And then I'm going to take my sponges, let them absorb the water. And I'm going to try to land them on the circles like that. Just like that. That's perfect. So then we're going to do another one. I'm going to try to go a little farther this time. Oh, that one didn't really make it. So let's try again. Oh, look at that one. We did it. So then we're going to get another one. Nice. And and just like that, I landed them all on my circles. And I was pretty close, so it was pretty easy. If I would have backed up, maybe it would have been a little harder, but I just wanted to show you guys how to play. So I'm challenging you to play this game and see how you do. We would love to see your videos of you playing or competing against each other. Comment below, share this video. We want to hear from you because we miss you and we really want to see you. We can't wait to get back in the classroom with you. Have a wonderful Sunday, guys. See you next time.